for my timer, because you and I can talk for hours.
You can talk for hours with anyone.
By the way, only best. Good morning. Thank you for setting all this up. I wish I could take credit for the table and everything. I'm so irresponsible. It's not even funny.
I wanted to make it look good for our first date.
There you go. Our first date? I thought we were dating.
You thought we were dating.
And it was just lust for you. Welcome back. So you know how I'm always like, oh, I was talking to Rafa. Oh, my friend Rafa. Oh yeah, I was DMing Rafa. This is Rafa. So good morning, Rafa.
Morning, Gus.
We did a podcast. It seems like just a year ago, but it's probably way, way longer than that.
Is that the one on the way to Dan's when I was picking up the van?
Oh, we did that one too. No. The one before that, I was thinking about the one from the Zoom.
Dude, that was way long ago.
Exactly.
That was just like in the heat of COVID when I was here in the garage.
Really?
Yeah. My Zell was probably a little bit over a year old.
And how old is he now?
He's about to turn 5 at the end of next month.
Time is going, and the caddy still looks the same.
It does, and I've come to terms with that. I've come to terms with that.
So, for those that don't know, Rafa, you and I, we met. It's been years now because of he hosted the Accord Collective. Thank you for the mug, by the way. And I gotta start with that. Like, is that ever coming back, or are you just too busy?
Initially, the plan was yes, and then it became no. And then now with my son being a little bit older and joining me more at car events, selfishly I want to do it because I want him to see what Papa used to do.
Okay.
And I think he would enjoy the heck out of it.
Oh yeah, I see him. I see him in the cars, and I'm glad he likes cars.
Mm-hmm.
So, potentially next year, you're saying?
Let's just say yeah for now.
You've been saying that for the last 2 years.
It's the end of August. No, it's the first day of September as we're doing this. So let's see where we are in January, because January is typically the deadline of when the ball starts to get rolling.
Do you miss that event?
I do more so now than ever, because I've come to realize that we don't get to see each other in the same frequency that we used to. So earlier this month, I got to see Alan, one of the other guys who helped me run the Accord Collective. I got to see Sagar. Sagar came down from Canada and he was here, and I got to meet with him. And then I also got to see Sergio from Washington.
No way.
And I realized how much I took for granted being able to see them yearly, because you had people coming from Texas, Arizona, and I took it for granted. Now, 5 years later, we haven't seen one another, but when I see them again, it's as if we never lost time. We pick up where we left off 5 years later. So I want that. I really want that, not only for myself, but for the rest of the community. And I've realized that there's a whole different generation of Accord enthusiasts who didn't grow up with the forums, who didn't grow up with Honda Society, whose understanding of the Accord community is Facebook groups. But Facebook groups don't have car meets the way forums did. Forums, you would have 2 car meets for the most part every year, and you got to know people. And that's in that 7-year time frame since the last cam, no one's really thrown anything with the exception of Saul in Arizona. And I give him all the credit in the world for being able to do that. And he reminds me a lot of myself when I was around his age, real ambitious, like, let's bring the Accord community together. And now, time.
Yeah, big shout out to Saul. I think he's a young guy, you know, so I definitely don't want to make him feel like, oh, you're such a young guy. No, he's a young guy, but...
Well, in comparison to us.
Right. I always like to say that because I don't ever want, like, someone who's young, which is a good thing, to be like, oh, this fools think that like I'm just a little kid. No, like Saul is a good guy. He his wagon build, I think is very unique. He continues to expand and dab into the chassis, which I really appreciate. And the fact that he's doing it in Arizona, where, you know, people always complain like, oh, in my town or my city, there's not that much car stuff going on. So we'll make it happen. That's a perfect example. I think we took for granted. I took for granted what the Accord meets were, because like you mentioned, is like people from Canada, people from Texas would stop by.
Florida, everywhere in the
The
U.S.
caravans from Pacific
Yes.
Northwest. I mean, I remember watching or reading up their like caravan experience after the meet, right? Like couple weeks later, Sergio or somebody else would start posting pictures on like their drive, and there were 10 plus cars deep that would meet from Seattle to pick up one or two in Oregon, and then from then Northern California. And
Yeah.
then, you know, and now, and I remember I used to make that comment on the forums. I used to be like, oh man, come on, you know, you should come more often. And they're like, dude, this is not easy, guys. Like, you have to take time off from work, and then we're driving those cars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now looking back, I'm like, wow, big respect to all of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they came for you and for the community.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing, because also you also organized it very nicely. So that being said, yeah, like every time I tell you, is it coming back? I don't realize the amount of effort that it takes.
And planning it, in all honesty, is not difficult. It's time consuming. And things have changed a lot in the past 7 years, 8 years since we've done it. And then I think I mentioned in a previous podcast with you that we all have kids, and that makes that element so much more difficult, because we want to spend time with our families.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of time and effort that we put into planning it initially is now time that we can't put into it.
Obviously, you have a son. Why do you still have this coupe? Why not just get a newer car?
Sentimental reasons, the same way you have your coupe, the sentimental reasons, and I enjoy it. It gives me every time I drive that car, it gives me a feeling that's incomparable to any other car. And I know it's going to be the exact same when I drive the Cadillac. Because there's instances where I'm thinking of myself and visualizing how I want it to look, where I'm cruising to, and I genuinely swell up with tears, because I look forward to that moment so much. So much.
So I think you already touched base on it, but let's I guess rewind or remind me of why a Cadillac. What is it? What year is it? And why that specific car?
So the car behind us is the 1947, 1947 Cadillac Series 62 Club Sedanette.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a long
You
name.
remember all that?
I do. And it's a coupe that's like 18 feet long, only 2 doors, which is funny. And I saw this car 20 years ago in a picture, and it was love at first sight.
Was the picture of the one that's turning? The black one?
Yeah,
Or no?
it's that one.
That one.
It's that one. I saw that one. It was love at first sight. I'm like, dang, that has a presence.
Because, sorry, again, I always liked, on the way here, I was like, Gus, stop freaking interrupting and shut up. But it's like, I always get into the conversation. Because Rafa and the forums that we had, Honda Society, you started the Lowrider thread, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I did, yeah.
Right? And so I remember you posting that specific picture. And I'm not a big bomb kind of guy, but that picture, you didn't take that picture. Somebody took it, right?
Yeah, someone else took it.
I don't know. It was the perfect timing. It's a cheap camera. There's nothing special about it. There's no crazy editing.
No.
It's just, boom. It just got the silhouette of the bomb turning perfectly. I mean, obviously
It has a presence to it.
God, I'll look for that picture if I can.
I have it.
Okay, we'll add it because I remember. Okay, so was it from that picture that you kind of just fell in love with?
Yeah, and that was the first time I had ever seen that specific make and model. I was familiar with Fleet Lines and Deluxes and every other model of Chevy, but that was the first time I had ever seen that specific model, and I knew, I'm like, this is different. I have no idea what this is, but this is different. And it took me a couple of years to figure out what make and model it was, and that's all I really needed. And I knew it wasn't a question of if I would ever get it, it was when, because I was gonna get it one way or another. And after paying off my student loans and getting engaged, I'm like, I need to get this bomb now, because if I don't get it now, I know what's coming in the next 5 to 10 years, which is the actual wedding, and then moving in together, buying a home, starting a family. So there was a very small window of opportunity. And luckily this one came up on the Facebook group.
Now, were you looking for a long time?
I was occasionally looking here and there, more to gain an understanding of the market and what the cars were reselling for then. And when this one popped up, it popped up for $3,000. And that was a steal.
Oh my God, $3,000.
Because these Cadillacs are not the same like Chevy, in the sense of Chevys were mass produced on a huge scale, where you can find the parts very, very, very easily. Okay. At least in my opinion. They only made like, I think 12,000 of 1947, this one, and the coupe parts don't fit the sedan, and vice versa. Some things are interchangeable, like the grille.
When you say they made 12,000, is that including coupes and sedans?
No.
Only coupes?
Only coupes.
Okay, gotcha.
And then if you get a convertible, it's even, the numbers are less.
There's convertible?
There's a convertible. There was actually a convertible that popped up for sale in Georgia for 40 grand. Great deal for 40 grand. But I don't want a convertible. I like the way the roof line slopes down into the trunk. And I always told myself, if I'm gonna get a convertible, it's gonna be a 59, but that's a different conversation.
Don't hurt my feelings right now.
Dude. But yeah, I saw a picture of the car. I'm like, that's the car I want to get when the opportunity presents itself. I got lucky to be able to find this one. It came with all the trim, all the molding, a little bit of rust here and there, but it's a solid car. I think if I wanted to, I can have it running and driving, but I don't want to really put in all that effort into doing that.
Until it gets fully restored.
Until it gets fully restored.
Yeah, so if somebody's listening, it's like, wait, you don't want the car running? You don't understand. This guy, it's something that I admire and I also dislike about you. Because I'm not like him. I'm the opposite. I would have got this thing running already just to drive it and then see, okay, let's do it, you know? But you're the opposite. You're the very intricate, thoughtful, slow pace, super patient at fixing something. And that's good because that means you're going to do things right. But
you remember my motto on Honda Society?
Say it.
Do it once, do it right.
I think because you went through some headaches with, was it that one? I can't remember, but I feel like I read all your threads, but I think somewhere along the line you learned to spend the very first time to do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a curse too.
I'm still, obviously, I don't think I'm ever going to be that. And I'm okay with that. Having the perfect pain, I'm not that guy, It's just, I can't. I like rough around their edges and scratches. It says, hey, car gets driven.
Well, I was looking at the episode with Louie, and you guys had the same conversation, and you guys want cars that show that they're driven, because then you can drive them a little bit more spirited, as opposed to cars that are pristine that people are more inclined to be careful with and take better care of.
Yeah, I think part of the problem that I see within me is that I would never want to take a car too overbuilt, let's say power-wise, because then it's uncomfortable to drive.
100%.
I see individuals that I interview, and although I appreciate their cars, I appreciate their time, they themselves tell me, like, man, this car is a pain in the butt just to drive, or it's uncomfortable to get in, or it's uncomfortable just to cruise. And it's like, you went a tad bit more than I would have, right? So that's one side of it. And then the other side of it is just you just don't care about your car. Absolutely. Like, I see newer cars that are dinged up, and I'm like, dude, have some pride. Like, go to the yard, pick up a fender. Like, so obviously I'm not there yet. Hopefully never. So I do appreciate the middle ground. Because once the car is super pristine and you can't drive it, let's say not for power, but let's say the paint, you literally can't even drive it, because you're going to be like, do I spend some people spend $20,000-$30,000 on paint, and I'm just like, why? Like, you can't drive the car.
It costs that much because of the prep, not because of the paint.
But to me, if you have the money, go for it. but you better drive that car.
Mm-hmm.
But how many garage queens literally go from the garage to the tow to the show to the tow to the garage?
Mm-hmm.
I think we miss the point. Again, coming from somebody who doesn't build quality or like pristine things like that, that's my only gripe, and I have a lot of gripes.
You think that one? You think that I don't drive that one enough, or do you think I don't drive that one spirited enough?
I think I don't know if you drive it spirited or not. I don't know about that. I don't think you drive it enough.
I definitely don't drive it enough. The last time I drove it was the freeway runners, and when we saw ese vato.
Bro, that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You went because you saw your president, vice president was gonna be there, huh?
Look at we're losing people right now.
Let's pray for him. So, anyways, and that's the end of the YouTube channel. Got canceled. And that goes to show you that it's been a long time ago that you haven't driven the car.
I've been wanting to drive it. I don't have the urge to drive it. You know what? I got spoiled recently when we did the first freeway runners with Miguel and Louis, and I forgot the other cat's name. Art, yeah. And I took the car out. It was still dark in the morning, and the freeways were empty. Sunday morning. That was such an enjoyable drive. Such an enjoyable drive. Had good music. There was no one on the freeway. I'm like, damn, I hadn't got that feeling from the car in a long, long time. Just ripped it through the freeway. Was ripping it. And then I took it out again, and there was traffic. I'm like, damn, people, man.
Stay home.
But, yeah, it's just different. When I drive that car, it's different. Yeah.
Is it uncomfortable?
No, surprisingly, it's not.
No.
It's not uncomfortable. Now that I'm thinking about it,
it is uncomfortable.
No, it's not. Other drivers are ruining the experience for me. The car doesn't ruin the experience; it's other drivers.
So now you're falling to the camp of what I told you. The car is done so nice that you don't want to drive it because you're afraid.
No, I'm not afraid of the other drivers. It's their driving ruins the experience. If I'm cruising at 70 and the entire freeway is open and there's a car that gets right in front of me cruising 50, I'm like, bro, there's 2 lanes to the left and right of me. Why are you in the middle lane? Yeah,
that's always gonna be that.
Because I've come to terms, and if someone hits the car and it gets totaled out, it is what it is. I won't build another Accord, but it is what it is.
You said that last time I stopped by. That kind of hurt my feelings because I was like, damn, like you wouldn't, like you have parts to build another one.
Yeah.
I guess I have a hard time with people moving on or endings or change. So for me, it would be like, wait, what do you mean? Like you just buy another chassis? They're cheap.
Yeah, they are.
But your thought process is what you would go buy another car, right? Like it's not like you wouldn't build something else. It's just now let's move to something else. What would that look like?
If I were to replace it with absolutely anything, it'd be an SAR.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if
that's money right there just to get the car.
Yeah, it is. But I've done it. I did it, and rebuilding it at least for myself the second time around wouldn't be the same. It would come too easy almost. Because I have all the parts. No longer is there the hunt of looking for things. And that's what I enjoyed the most, was the hunt for parts. I have everything I want. I wouldn't replace it. I don't know what I would get. I wouldn't get a newer car, that's for sure.
I see you in a wagon, 5th gen wagon. You've never owned one, have you?
I was on the cusp of getting one before I got the van.
So no, I see you in a wagon. It's perfect. You're a family man.
I don't want a wagon.
You don't like them?
They're not my taste.
Okay.
If I had to replace it, it'd probably be like a 63, 64 Chevy Nova.
Okay, bro. Now that's...
I've always wanted one. That's something I know I'll get in the future, is a little Chevy Nova convertible.
Okay,
because we can't afford the 59.
Especially with the videos that you're sending me, those cars are too nice for me. They're too nice. Like I could not. That I would be afraid to drive.
Those are drivers. Those are drivers.
$140,000 drivers. I mean, obviously you.
But you were talking about with Louis, I'll get an F40, and that's a $2 million driver.
The scenario was money's not an option, bro. I'm thinking with my real life budget. If money's not an option, bro, come on. Like, do you think these billionaires, millionaires care about anything? It's sense. It's sense.
It really is.
Like, literally, it's sense.
It is.
It's like the way you go. Okay, perfect example. 3,000, right? You're like, what a steal. That to some of these people, that's what it is. It's like, oh, it's 3,000. It's 0.00001 on my portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got burned. Who cares? Now we're not in that same camp, but I'll ask you the same questions. I got a couple of feedbacks from people that were watching the podcast with Louis, and they're like, "Yeah, I actually like that question a lot." Money no object. What's Rafa's 3-car?
Does a Accord count as one, or are we eliminating that one? You want 3 separate cars?
No. You get to decide what you want.
Oh, that's easy. The Cadillac, which I already have, 59 Impala rag, and then the third one I've been thinking about. The third one I was.
Well, hold on. Okay. So let's back it up. Caddy.
Yes.
Money's not an object. What do you do to it? K-swap it, T37s? No?
Nah, not that. For sure, it would for sure be an LS swap, just for the practicality of it.
Surprising for someone who defends EV so much, you didn't go EV. Anyways, sorry, LS swap?
Yeah, the LS swap, I already have the color in mind. It's like a bluish green that'll flop when it hits the sun.
For the car?
Yeah, for the car.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then I think if money no object, I do, what is it? Is it Art Morrison? Art Morrison frame, because right now the chassis separates from the body.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get the Art Morrison frame, it would be a unibody swap, and that way I can frame drop it, I can tub it, and fit some wider JDM wheels on there. It would still be on juice. And I'd probably be a little bit more eccentric with the exterior of the car, with in terms of engraving. Not because I'm like you, I'm not a big fan of everything being engraved. I want little touches here and there to complement one another. A lot more murals than I would typically put on. A stellar paint job, bunch of patterns.
Oh, really? So the opposite of the Accord. I mean, obviously it's a different car.
Yeah, a little bit of
like it's be more detailed.
I've always wanted to do a pattern on the roof of the Accord. But I wasn't sure how it would fade into the C-pillars. And because of that, I'm like, no, I'll just fall back on that.
It's a big decision. Technically, and as you paint it over again, otherwise it's there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I have a long list of what I would do to the Cadillac.
You said JDM wheels. I know which wheels you're talking about. Want to elaborate? Because somebody's going to be like, wait, you're going to put Volk TEs?
Nah, they're Desmond Verse wheels.
They're nice. They don't look JDM.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They're a lot of people like work Ewings and other JDM wheels of the sort, and those haven't always been my favorite. For me, it's always been the Desmond Verse, and I wish I got them 3 years ago when I saw them for $1,300. I'm like, damn.
Oh, that hurts. It's half the car price.
It's like, I'll get them eventually.
And obviously you have to redo them, no? Because they're not. How big are they?
I think the standard size is 18s, and they're like 18 by 8, 18 by 9.
Oh, that's big.
But the wheels on these are 15 by 5 or 15 by 6 or something like that. So that's the reason I would need to tub the rear, because actually I can show you when we finish the video. The rear wheel is super close to the frame. So
I saw it last time the fender was out.
yeah.
So you have to cut into chassis so that way you can.
Yeah, I'm more than willing to cut into this one, and of course all the metal fabrication too.
Man. Yeah, money is no object. That's what you would do. 59 Impala, rag. What would you do to that?
That would be a solid driver's car. Just keep it as is on juice. That's it.
Stock wheels?
I can be on stock wheels. Why not? It's still gonna look great. It's just that's a different car, man.
You know, it's funny. I'm jumping into the bandwagon because I was always been a 63, 64, mostly 64 because of the music. Never ever pay attention to the 59. I don't know when that shift happened, but I remember looking at it and I was like, oh, that looks nice. And then my buddy was like, oh, it's a 59. Mike from the Passionate Breed. He was like, it's a 59, bro. That's a dream car. Like, that's the one I want. And he has a very distinct, like, sense of style and likes. You know, I was like, oh, okay. And that was the moment I was like, 59. Like, then I asked my brother, I'm like, hey, is it 59? He's like, yeah, that thing is pricey, dude. I was like, oh, okay. So I started looking, and then the rear taillights, it's just, I can't get over it. Just the taillights that I love gives me that. It sounds weird, but it's like a pachuco, like a gato type of style. I don't know. It's like a mean look. Everything about it. Got it. Well, I give you enough time to think of the third car. So it sounds like you're just like old cars. So that's good. What would be the third car? Money is no object. Which, by the way, is pretty. It's pretty modest. Money not being an object. Those are two pretty modest cars.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
Well, the third one. Let's see.
A Bugatti.
Nah, I don't want a Bugatti. I've always liked the Carrera GTs.
The Carrera GT. Okay.
And then there's the Porsche that I sent you, that white one that I can't remember. That one's really cool.
993.
And then the third one would be a Hako GTR.
Interesting. I just talked about that in my last coverage because I went through a Hako and I was like, you know, I was thinking about it. That's a great option.
So between those last three, I'd be cool with. But the Porsche Carrera GTR, it's too much of a car for you to enjoy on the streets. And for me,
there's no option.
I know. I'm just saying.
You're still thinking on a budget. That's a problem.
But it's also practicality if I want to be able to enjoy it. I'm gonna be able to enjoy that thermal. And then what was the second one? The other Porsche. That's a straight track car. But I don't even track. It just looks nice.
Hot take. Who gives a shit? Like, you can take a car like that looks like that. I'll put the picture. I've learned that other people's opinions of me
Is it Carrera GTR or just GTR?
do not validate or bring me down to the extent that it should. Someone else's opinion of the way I spend my own money, just think about that for a second. Like, someone else's opinion about the way I spend my own money, my own time. No, I'm not 15 anymore. I'm not 13. So if I had a straight out track car that I just take it to go get groceries, and people on social media or wherever, oh, that guy's lame, he doesn't take the car to the track, let it be it. I'm still the one driving that car. I'm still enjoying that car. What about the opposite? The people that go to the track that don't have track cars, that have Civics. Are they lame for doing that? Hell no. We all applaud them because it's like, dude, you're going and making time to go to the track on a car that really should not see the track. But no, budget friendly type of environment, we see, you know, that we buy splitters, we buy all these different things to make the car a little more aerodynamic, a little bit faster around the corners. Why that Civic that was ripping around Nürburgring by I forget his name.
That was a crazy video.
And why are we rooting for him? Because it's a GT3 right in front. Now granted, the GT3 was fast, the driver was fast, but obviously this dude was killing it. But we're rooting for that because we're like, damn, that's a Civic compared to how many hundreds of $1,000s is GT3. So my opinion is of if you had a F40 and I don't take it to the track, so am I ruining it? Hell, dude, I'm the one driving the car. I'm enjoying it. So that's the only, you know, I was about to say my only gripe, but I already said that in this podcast. Nah, dude, I don't care what people think. Like, whether you like it, and that's all that matters. I think that would be great. I mean, you wouldn't get a kick out of it if you were to see that car in the freeway, like the 993?
I get a kick out of it because it's one of those cars that I don't think I'd ever see in person, or I would ever see in person.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Because if you didn't know about it,
I've seen it, but we're
talking about the Carrera one, or
no, the 993, the white one, the one that you sent me, with the white body. Yeah, I'm talking about that one, not the Carrera. The Carrera GT
is it? A Porsche enthusiast out there is like, it's not a GTR, but I can't remember the name of it. It's the Widowmaker. It's the one that Paul Walker died in. You're trying to think of it, huh?
I'm trying to think of it because I think it's the one that
Is it a GT? Or whatever.
the one that I can think of
You'll
Carrera
find-
GT is I think it's a V10.
Mhm.
V10, not V10. This is the one I'm thinking about.
I'm pretty sure we're thinking about the same one. I'm just getting the name wrong.
A V10 in a Porsche. Let me see, Carrera GT. This one.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
there you go. Sorry. It wasn't GTR. Excuse me.
No, you got it right. It was a Porsche Carrera GT. I said V10. That's funny. It does come with a V10. See, that's how not little. Yeah, that's how little we know. But it's like it's not in a realm of things that we don't do. I know it was a V10, but I'm like that doesn't sound right. It's supposed to be a flat something. No, it's a V10, not Porsche. It's a Ferrari and a Porsche.
I saw
Which is
one on the
weird.
streets 25 years ago. I was on the west side near UCLA, and I exited Wilshire, and it's just busting ass down Wilshire. I'm like, God damn, that car's amazing. That was the only time I ever saw it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hot take, I guess. I don't see the big. I saw two of those together at. I went to the event by Matt Farah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, at his Gardena location?
And they had two of those because and that people were not roasting, but they were like, "Do you realize you just passed by Carrera GT?" I'm like, "I know they're special. I didn't know how expensive they are. It doesn't do it for me. Different taste." So there was a video where some guy is driving one of those, and some guy outside is like, "Oh man, I love Porsches, blah blah blah." And then he's like, "Yeah, my dad had a Boxster too." So clowning on the guy, he goes like, "It's not a Boxster." I'm like, dude, he clearly is freaking trolling you. Like, no one just stuck. 'Cause to me, it looks like a nice car, but it doesn't throw me off like, oh my god, this is a freaking exotic. But
I don't view it. For me, the title of the car isn't what the title of the car or its price isn't what attracts me to it. It's the way the car looks for me.
okay. Have you seen a McLaren P1?
I can't. No, I haven't.
Well, like,
That's the one with the driver's seat in the middle, right?
well, I think
No, that's. I get the cars confused, man. Like you said, they're in a tax bracket above
because
us.
they're
So.
in a different tax bracket. But that's
But they also don't do anything for me. I can appreciate them, but I don't go crazy over them the way some individuals do.
well, me neither, But let me see, 1998. Because I'm not even talking about like the newest ones. I'm talking about like the early model ones. That's why I love the F40 because on paper, it's not super fast anymore. But the way it looked, you just can't beat it. That's a fancy car. It's a 95 McLaren F1 GTR. Give me that over a Bayron or how you pronounce it. Give me that over.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that over the new GT3 RS.
Mm-hmm.
And it's uncomfortable to drive. And I would never take it to the track. I would just drive it on the 405. And I'm perfectly fine with it. I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, those would be my three options.
Those are good options, dude. Because tomorrow, if you see something else, you probably want something else. But the idea is that like we can't have all of them. So if you could have those, now my question is this: your daily driver would be the GTR then?
No, that doesn't include a daily driver. You didn't say that.
Did you graduate from high school?
Then why not do
Your
it?
3-car garage. What makes you think that you're gonna have 3 cars and then have 3 more for commuting?
Hey man,
Imagine like it's like a granted a wish. You have the cars, like cool. Now they only drive the 59 on the 405.
shit.
It wouldn't be as uncomfortable as me daily driving at F40 on the 405. So
Then I'd probably get a Nova wagon instead of a regular Nova convertible.
I love how like it didn't change anything. You just literally changed the extra window on the back.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's how little we think outside the box. You're like, oh, then in that case, then give me a wagon of the same fun.
Well, I have to fit the family, so why not?
They fit in the convertible. I think they came from that convertible. Um, yeah, that's why we wanted. I wanted to shoot here because of these cars in the background. I told him, we keep documenting this type of conversations because, your kids growing up, my kids growing up, like, I like to believe that one day they're gonna look back and be like, "What the hell was my dad? What were we talking about?" Like, it's what was my dad and Big Gus talking about, and just to see the cars right now, stationary, you will eventually get to it.
It's gonna stay like this for another 5 years for sure. And I'm saying that now because I shared this with you, and for the longest time I was in the conundrum of, do I want to build a car or do I want to travel? And I rather travel with my family and make those memories for my son than build a car.
I like how you say the word conundrum.
Yeah.
I just picked like the most right. The coffee's kicking in, guys.
Yeah, and my son's told me like, hey, I want to help you build the Cadillac. I'm like, all right, cool. A great STEM learning opportunity for you. We'll do this together when you're 10 or 11 years old. Because it for sure needs to be done when he's 18. For sure needs to be done when he's 18.
Why? What's the vision? What have you imagined?
So the school district that my son is going to and will continue going to, they have a tradition that at the end of senior year, they parade around the community in cars, and it's a big hoopla. And I want to take him in the Cadillac.
You will take him.
Well, yeah, I will take him in the Cadillac. It's a upscale neighborhood, no lowriders there, and
there's Rafa family.
I've always had. I make myself fit in places where I don't belong intentionally, and in that community, they don't have these. I don't think they have people like me, Chicanos, who are intelligent and articulate and come from Boyle Heights. I want to be in spaces where we shouldn't be, where I feel we belong. So I want to show up in the Cadillac, todo mafioso, jumping on juice, and let people know, hey, what's up? What are you gonna do about it? I'm here.
That's interesting because I'll take a step further. You want to be in communities where you belong. It's just that we've been told that we don't belong, or there's this idea that we don't belong.
Well, we've been redlined out of a lot of communities.
Oh, don't say that, especially with what's going on in California and.
No.
No to Prop 50 against attack of democracy, but we can do it in Texas. We're not trying to get canceled today, Rafa. I think the idea is that I 100% agree with you. I love the vision that you have. Once you set a goal by the age of 18 or 17 and do that parade, there's always going to be somebody who gets bothered by it.
Good.
But at the end of the day, what are you going to do? It's funny you say that because just yesterday we went on a walk and some of my neighbors, I live also in an area where I'm, there's not that many people that look like me, let's go with that. And it takes pennies to be there, And one of the ladies that has been there since, they built a community, she's like, oh, they're going to be redoing the pavement. She's like, and I know you have lower cars, so you might want to race them because they're going to do the speed bumps higher, blah, blah, blah. And I get her point. I don't want to damage where I live,
Mm-hmm.
So did you buy here or did you rent? And to me, that's such an offensive question. Number one, who cares? None of your business. But number two, why are you giving me that option already? Why are you giving me the option that there's no way you can buy here?
You should have said you rent.
Oh, I did. I was like, oh, I rent. She's like, oh, okay, well, tell your landlord because they're going to be doing this. And I was like, oh, yeah, I heard there was some type of special voting. Oh, yeah, your landlord should have told you that. I was like, oh, yeah, I got the letters, I get the emails, and so sometimes you just got to look at people and just kind of smile at them and be like, man, you really think that of me, huh? You really think you're that special? I've come to find out that every time I go into a room, people are not smarter. They've just been given the confidence, the resources, and the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And so when somebody who doesn't have certain looks or values, and they look different, they act different, their last names are different, they're whatever different, and they come to those spaces, they're gonna always remind you that, oh, it's a blessing that you're here, but you really shouldn't be here, because they're intimidated by your hard work and ethic. So when they cruise, these type of cars in certain communities, there's the idea that like, oh, that guy, there's no way that guy lives around here, because those cars are not, they're not a Tesla. They're not uppity.
Mm-hmm.
And to that's why I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, it's stay true to yourself.
I haven't dropped off my son in the Accord, but I'm gonna be doing that soon. Just like, hey, this is what's coming.
Well, you have you had a bigger flex, which was like, you bike. Now I think the school's farther, no?
Oh yeah, it's way farther.
Okay. Now
Well, I'm acting as if it's 20 miles away, but yeah, it's in a different district outside of our home district.
Gotcha. So.
Given the choice, I'd bike.
You'll bike it there, but you won't make it back. You'll be too tired. You're like, I'll just wait till he gets out of school. And yeah, people, there's a little bit of down. Like we mentioned it with Luis. Like there's even with the car enthusiasts in the enthusiast world. It's like, why are you spending all that money on a freaking Honda, bro? Like, go get yourself a nicer new car. Not the point. The same thing. I think that you taking the time to build a car like this, it's gonna go a long ways. It's gonna teach your son many
Mm-hmm.
lessons. You are gonna have a lot of experiences together.
Yeah.
So that there's so many pluses to this.
To your point about that specific conversation with Louis, I thought back. Well, I self-reflected on that question with the Accord, and with in building any car for that matter, it teaches you so much character. You think you're building a car, but what you're really building is character. You're building perseverance and intellect and patience. Well, you're still learning that, but you learn a lot about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that car has so much sentimental value to me, is because I learned a lot about myself in building that car.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to cruise down. So 5 years, that means that in the next 5 years you'll be heavily traveling?
Hopefully, yeah. I'm hoping.
What is it, like, you haven't been everywhere but it's on your list type of thing?
Say it again?
You haven't been everywhere but it's on your list?
I want to be able to travel internationally, man. I grew up reading National Geographic at 5, 6, 7 years old, just seeing these places in magazines.
Mm-hmm.
And now to have the opportunity to visit these places and take my son.
Where's these places?
Dude, top of the list is Teotihuacan. I want to go to Mexico City. I want to go to the Efe. I want to go to Machu Picchu. And then those are the main ones. Those are the main places I want to go to.
So
Then
south.
everything else is extra.
Wow. Machu Picchu and Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
Very attainable.
It is.
So Mexico City first?
I'm hoping I can go next March for my 40th.
You look great. You don't look like you're 40.
You know what? I know you're trying to pick up on me, dog, but we're already dating.
You look like you're 39. And a half. Man. And you would go, you said during March?
Yeah, that's my birthday.
So you want to go during your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
So it's happening then. It's not if.
So I don't know if it's happening. I'm working on it right now.
Get to it. I remember when there's a specific song that my wife and I were listening to. Whew, I didn't even know how many years back, dude. And at the time, I, for other stuff, I couldn't travel at all. And it's called Lobo in Paris, and it's such an iconic song. It's
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
OG song.
It's a perfect song for. I remember was it you or your wife who posted a story or a reel with that song in the background, and you just pan over to the Eiffel Tower? I'm like, that's perfect.
I gave her the idea because I told her, um, I'm not a big travel guy. I don't really care for it. Before I started traveling, and so I told her if there was one, there's only two spots I would want to go in the entire world aside from I'm from Mexico City. Number one would be Venice, Italy. Why? Because I saw a picture. There was a portrait. I don't know where I saw it. There was a picture, and I heard that there's canals, and I was like, that's freaking rad. Venice, Italy. That's always gonna be my like. I wanted to go, and the other one was Paris, because of that song. Now I didn't know the history of that song, so I used to think, oh, it's a lonely guy in Paris, because Paris is so romanticized. And I remember we were in the car, and I told her, I'm like, oh, it's such a good song. This song would be great to play it while we're in Paris. Keep in mind, at that time, I couldn't even travel. And that was that. That was it. So when we got the opportunity to finally travel, not only did she book, and it goes back to what you're saying, that's why I'm telling you, you better make it happen. She booked Venice, Italy, in her whole itinerary on my birthday. She said, we're going to spend your birthday in Venice, Italy. That's a nice gesture. To this day, that's one of the best birthdays, like amazing experiences. But before that, we landed in Paris, and it just so happens that it was a full moon. And I remember thinking, I was like, we can't make this up, And we were right next to the Eiffel Tower. We had decent view, and you're the one who told me, it's traveling is one of those experiences where you come back richer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think as much as I would want to see this Cadillac running, I am, how I am. I'm of the delay of gratification when it comes to automotive stuff, which is kind of weird because I try to run an automotive channel. I don't believe, me personally, you should put every 2 cents into your car if there's other more important stuff to take care of. And I think traveling with your family, that's higher than a bomb, because it's going to have its own time.
Yeah, it will.
So good. So Mexico City and then Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Machu Picchu, are you thinking the next year?
Oh, no. I Machu Picchu is not going to be for a while. It's not because of the finances.
I was about to tell you that.
Yeah, it's definitely not because of the finances. It's trying to time everything where I want my son to remember. Like if I go to Mexico City, I don't know if my wife and my son are going with me, because is he gonna remember? He'll enjoy it and he'll remember tidbits, but he'll remember more at 7, 8 years old as opposed to 4 or 5 years old. So that's one of those things of I don't know if I'm going. I just don't know if I'm going for my 40th. But it's not to say it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. And as he gets older, we will for sure be traveling way, way, way more because of how much they get a week off at the end of September. Then they have Thanksgiving break, and we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And then we have there's winter break. Then they have a ski week. Then they have spring break. That's 5 weeks over the academic year, not including the summer. And I see those as opportunities to get out. So let's go somewhere.
We don't celebrate Thanksgiving. We also don't. And somebody may say that's un-American. I'm saying do your research, read the history, and then I think if you have any sense of ethics and morals, and aside from just keeping tradition alive, I think you would also not celebrate that. So I want to point that out because we're a different generation. We're a different generation of people. Not saying that I'm right in the way I think all the time, but I'm taking the time to at least read and understand, not just follow and say, well, this is what my parents did and this is what society tells me to do, and so therefore we must follow. So that being said, I think my 2 cents on that is I get it. I get the whole, my son's not going to remember. He's old enough to remember things.
Yeah.
And I've had this conversation with my wife, and I said I'd rather delay traveling than to travel alone. I'm not alone anymore. My life, like I how do I explain it? Like I thought I knew what love was until I had my son. Damn, now I know what love is. Like gets on my nerves sometimes, but
Just just you wait.
it's getting better, huh?
Just you wait.
Oh my God, I know. And so for me, I'm like, damn. Like, I don't see myself doing anything for me. Like, even I feel guilty, like, trying to look for things for me. It's weird. Like, I'm like, no, I need to set them up. I need to, and by setting them up, I mean it in different ways, like traveling experiences,
I get it.
safety.
I get it.
You know, could I have more physical material things? Hell yeah. But then what am I going to be sacrificing? Living in a community I don't want to live in? You know Irvine Regional Park, right?
Yeah.
So Saturdays and Sundays is like off limits to locals because everybody comes over and you know, there are parties and whatever. And my son and I have been riding our bikes every afternoon. He goes like this, like, what I mean, it's bike. So I took him on Saturday. Man, it's packed, right? So I go through the little thing, the little street, and then I'm about to make a left on the little driveway to go in the back trails. Well, two people decided to park their cars right there, blocking the whole thing. And I'll say they're Hispanics. They were bumping, you know, Mexican music. And it aggravated me. It got me so upset. Who do you think you are? Thinking that you can just park this because no one's telling you anything? This is part of the reason why when you talk about being in places where we shouldn't be is because there are some people out there who are putting us in such a bad freaking image. I got so pissed, man. I was like, you're literally gonna park right here? When there's parking there and there, you're just too lazy to walk? Anyways, by the time I came around, I saw who was there. Let's just say their health habits match their actions. That's why, yeah, no wonder you don't want to walk. Well, clearly overweight, you know? And that's not me being mean, it's just mean truth. If you're overweight, you're gonna look for shortcuts. You're gonna look for shortcuts to not walk a certain distance. You're gonna look for shortcuts to not eat the health, you know, foods. You're gonna look for shortcuts to just go to the drive-through instead of cooking. It matches your whole lifestyle.
But who's to say that those individuals aren't starting, that's the first day of them working towards their health, and they're not able to make it from, let's say, the parking lot to there, and unfortunately parked in an area where they shouldn't, but
well,
they're trying, for all we know.
True. They look very I don't know what the right word is, because they were getting some stuff there, and they were leaving by the time I passed by again. And you're right. So to that extent, then have one of your family members move the car, because all that you said is true. None of that validates the fact that you know you can't park there.
I agree with that 100%. Yes.
It's no different than double parking and putting your hazard lights, because there's a reason why the street is open, because people don't do that here. So if you're gonna come with your type of, you know, etiquette or lack of and do that, that's saying F you. And that's not a good FU. It's a different one than cruising in your bomb in a nice neighborhood.
But that's so American, though, man. It's the individualism of America. I think they're assimilated into U.S. society.
Trying to get us canceled now, huh? That's the part that I think...
Look, I triggered Gus.
It's way too early for this.
You know what type of conversations we can have.
Yeah, that's what I told you. I put a timer because otherwise we're gonna go. I've told you this before, and we see things different, or I think we do, like capitalism. Do you like capitalism?
I'm not a fan of it.
Okay. I'm a fan of it when it's actually done properly. Not when you bail things out. You know, not when the government...
Wait, did you say when they bail things out?
Not when they get bailed out, sorry.
But that's not capitalism. You're really gonna go on there?
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what bothers me. Like, if you're gonna say we're a capitalistic country, then make sure you follow through.
That's corporate socialism at that point, when you want to bail out GM and the real estate industry.
Don't use the S word, because then people are gonna get triggered.
Go look it up if you're mad. Not you, I'm talking about your viewers.
I know. The fact that there's so much stuff going on, and by the way, this is not a blue or red. This is just politicians do it. I mean, Pelosi's like the greatest
my God
option trader in the history of the world, and she's supposed to be representing us. But this is not a left or right. This is a green thing, and that's something that they get to see, and that's a part that upsets me when people are so locked into one side or the other that they're not willing to actually listen. You know, I'm all for capitalism. I do believe that if I work more, I should get more. But if that was fair across the board, and we know that the millionaires and the billionaires are always going to get taken care of, they can make as many mistakes as they want, and then they're going to get the money from the government because they're too big to fail. We can't let that happen. Like right now, IBM, right? It's a you know company that now somehow the government owns percentage of it. Like this is happening in real life.
I remember I heard about that, but I haven't educated myself and read up on it. Because usually when there's things of that nature, I'll hear about it through a headline and in passing of, let's say, the news. But I go out and seek the information, and I read multiple articles to try to come to the best and most reasonable conclusion, as opposed to one specific network feeding me the information rather than me going out and seeking it on my own.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of financial podcasts, and they were talking about that. And now one podcast that I come across, they're very, I would say, center when it comes to those things.
So
like,
they're neutral?
They're neutral. They'll take both sides. Like, oh, I agree with this. I dislike this. But now one of them said, oh yeah, this is great that the government now is buying private companies. And people don't understand what the ramifications of that or what the problem is. It's like, well, that's number one. If the government now becomes a monopoly where you can choose, it's like, I don't know if you follow like Nvidia. It's a chip company. It's the biggest company in the world right now, and obviously they're having issues with China and blah blah blah. And so for the government to say, hey, you're gonna pay 15% in order to still be doing business, what happened to free enterprise? Oh, because we're trying to push American companies. That's the idea. Yeah.
With the loss of manufacturing that we lost in the 1950s and 60s.
That's capitalism. We chose to say we want to wear the Nikes. We don't want to make them. We chose to sell out our middle class.
We 100% did. We 100% did.
And not to say, oh no, we're gonna bring it back.
You can't.
Or let's say
not immediately.
Or let's say you do try to do it, right? Cool. I'm all for that. Okay. But you really think any American, like people are saying like, oh, Americans are getting their jobs stolen by certain individuals. I've seen a lot of jobs. I don't see Americans running into them. Warehouses, fields. Americans want to not have any type of education and get paid a lot of money. So, and then you get mad that, so and so is willing to work harder, longer, less pay, no health benefits, because they're just happy to have the opportunity to be in this country. Mm-hmm. That's the part that I'm trying to wrap my head around.
I'll take it a step further, actually. And you mentioned, let's say, entry-level jobs that people that look like us go into. But the fact of the matter is that there's also jobs, doctors, therapy, lawyers, people who can't practice because they don't have the citizenship, but they grew up here. Are people taking away those jobs? I don't see people who already have the privilege of citizenry taking advantage of that and excelling their future into a much better future. But yet you're gonna let someone who immigrated here as a child or because of war that the US started.
That's a bigger one.
And they're taking advantage of all the opportunities. They're paying into taxes and programs that they don't benefit from, and yet they're coming out ahead of you. People, they don't want to recognize that. They don't want to accept that.
It's difficult to look at yourself. Wow, that's been an hour. It's difficult to tell yourself that you're at where you're at because of your own actions. Mm-hmm. And that's the truth. Let me do another 20 minutes. And that's where we're at. The truth is that people are where they're at because of their own actions, and it's so hard to look at yourself in the mirror. That self-accountability. Because kind of what we're discussing, right? You're able to spend all the dollars you have into this, and then wake up and you're 65, and it's cool. You have a nice car in the garage, but you don't have retirement. Your kids are not set up.
Yeah.
Well, it must be those people. Because some people are not even building. They don't spend their money on this. They're here. They're here. You know, to work and to get better, and to improve their quality of life. And Americans, we don't like that. We like to be comfortable. We like to, enjoy our toys. We like to go once in a while to a vacation. We love to work less, get paid more, and I think that's carrying over, and that's why society right now it's the way it is. It's for the people that say, "Oh, we don't want to be in a victim mentality." I think we're in a huge victim mentality. It's always someone else's fault. Meanwhile, you have a new car in the driveway, and it's like there's a reason why I drive an old car,
Priority. It allows financial independence.
but it doesn't allow cool points on the street.
Well, it's a good thing we don't care about what people think.
I think that's the thing, right? Like if you get past the idea of like people thinking about you or what keeping up with the Joneses, man, it's liberating. And some of you guys will be like, damn, what do you guys just went on a rant? Dude, trust me, we can go on other rants.
You have no idea how hard I'm holding back.
I know, especially you, because yeah, we're more similar than we are different.
Are you talking about us two or in general?
In general.
I agree 100%.
But society and media will always tear us apart because that's the way you control the masses. That's the way you ensure that there's never actually conversation around something. But if we were paying attention, we could do so much better. Or kids could be in much better situations.
It's more a class war than anything else, and people don't recognize that.
Well, you and I are still, quote unquote, struggling to be part of that middle class.
I don't know. Are we middle class?
On paper, yeah. We have a property. We have cars. We have, vacation plans.
Mm-hmm.
On paper. But everything else, nah, like you're, or you can't just go work a normal job and afford a home, and your wife can stay at home and have one car and 1.5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Those days are gone, and they'll never come back. And they're only gonna get harder for our kids. So when I hear this current administration, again, I'm a numbers guy, right? And so I like budgeting and I like numbers. When I hear this administration say, "Hey, let's delete the debt ceiling," everybody's like, "Yeah, that's great." Do you know what that means?
I want to know how they're going to do it.
Do you know what that is? If you have money, you don't care. That doesn't pertain to you. In fact, if you have a lot of money, you're going to benefit because there's going to be inflation. There's going to be, more money printing. That benefits you if you're a millionaire. But an everyday person, I'm thinking for my son. Look how far we've come and our money going worthless. I can only imagine in 40 years when my son is like, "Hey, Dad, I can't afford that condo for $3 million." It's not because it's worth $3 million. It's because now your money has gone so much that now you need $3 million little dollars to buy that same property, while their wages are still gonna be similar to what we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna look back and be like, "Oh, I remember when that condo was, I don't know, $1 million. Now it's $3 million." That's my problem. That I'm like, if you start seeing things from a logical standpoint, you're like, "Oh no, like yeah, we're not doing right by our next generation. In fact, we're doing the opposite. We're saying, hey, someone else's problem." But anyways, this podcast turned really, really dark because it's just I don't know, it grinds my gears. But aside from that, your cars are practically done for the time being.
Yeah, the Accord is done.
You got your Odyssey as your daily driver.
Love my van. Love my van. Love that van so much. Yes.
Damn. You have a big thing for that van, huh?
That van brings me a smile.
That one's beat up. You don't care.
No, it's ugly on the outside like me, but it's nice on the inside. That's what matters.
Like you?
No, it's so practical. It's so practical. You see me load the bike into the van, and when we get large furniture or whatever, would load it up in the van. It's extremely practical. I love the practicality of that van.
It's like having a truck. But
Yeah, and
your family can get in there.
yeah. Like if I were to get a new car, it would be another van for sure.
A 98 Odyssey, because there's a 96.
No, those have transmissions issues. I don't want that one.
You would ball out and go 2 years newer.
No, not with that one. But it would be another van.
Are you another van?
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck on that van life.
Yeah. Actually, when this one is done, and I need a car to tow, I want to get a 40 Econo van because I believe there's some of them that are capable of towing this 5,000 pound pig. And then I get the best of both worlds. I got the van, and it'll be able to tow cars.
5,000 pounds? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 5,000 pounds.
Oh.
Dude, that's the weight of a modern Tesla or a freaking BMW now.
That's true. 5,000 pounds though. LS swap. That'll be enough power to move it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go fast. I just wanted to be dependable, which is why I'm going with the LS.
Oh yeah, it's a great option. Notice I didn't complain. How dare you? Keep it, stock. No.
Nah, I don't want this. I'm gonna keep the stock motor, just for historical purposes, because the motor in this and in the generation before was used in World War II tanks. And me loving history and being a history nerd, like I want that as a conversation piece. Just sitting on the engine stand in the garage. Mm-hmm. And then I want a wartime poster of Cadillac. And there's a wartime poster of Cadillac with the new series, this one, saying if our engine is good enough to win the war, it's good enough to drive.
No.
It's just, I love that poster. I haven't got it yet, but just with the engine and that poster in the background. So when people see like, what's this about? Like, well, let me tell you.
Really? I didn't know that. Wow. Okay. Well, it's always a fun time, man. I mean, thank you for making the time. It was super last minute. I appreciate you. Thank you for setting up the space. I really do. Obviously, as you guys can tell, me and him can go on and on and on about different...
I don't think people watch that episode with us. Like, oh, we know what they're going to talk about.
No, I think they do. I think they get a lot of insight. I appreciate when people have different perspectives and actually they're still willing to sit down and listen. I think that's admirable.
Yeah, you should sit down with people who have different perspectives. There's people who have very different perspectives from me, and I want to know what their thought process is and what I can take away from that and learn from it and grow from it. And to your point, we're more similar than we are different. And you have to have those difficult conversations. People don't.
Are they difficult, or do we make them difficult?
They're uncomfortable. They're not difficult. They're uncomfortable. But if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing.
But I think you're right. When it comes to just different topics, if people are willing to listen, I believe that whenever you come and you have a conversation with the individual, you take the meat and leave the bones, right? Not everybody you're gonna agree with. Whether you see things similar, you're always gonna disagree on something. But it doesn't mean that just because you see things different, you're wrong. It's just your upbringing, it's different than mine. What makes you think that we're gonna think and act and do the same exact thing?
I wish I could remember the exact quote, but it was by James Baldwin. And it was, we can disagree, but when you're basically questioning my humanity is where that's where I draw the line. You're questioning whether I should exist as a person. I wish I can remember that exact quote, but that's what's ringing to mind right now.
Well, you gotta dehumanize people so that you can, do anything to these aliens. It's crazy. Rafa, always a pleasure.
Likewise,
I can see your vein popping up and the coffee's kicking in, and I'm not trying to get even more into it, but man, I appreciate the space. I appreciate the time. Appreciate the friendship. I like that. I like the 5-year plan on this car. It won't stop me from asking you, hey, when are you gonna start working on it?
Nah, I've made the plan. It's gonna happen. I'm really good with executing a vision and a goal. I'm very good with that. So come when my son turns 10, 11 years old, we're hitting this full steam. Because I have to finish it by the end of the senior year. I have to.
So you'll have 8 years. That seems like a good. No, actually, for you, that seems like a short time. No. For me, 8 years, I'm like, hell yeah, just take it.
Nah, I don't think so. I can. It's enough time. As long as I hit the deadlines that I have, I'll be okay.
Okay. And that court is done.
Court is done.
Nothing else.
No,
Because
just
you said
wash
that
it.
like a few years back, and then you redid the whole car. So just want to put it on
When
tape
did I
again.
when did I do that?
You said at one of the weird that I remember all this stuff, but at one of the speaking of the forums, you did.
Was the car painted already?
You hosted. Yeah, the car was painted, I think. You hosted like a potluck, and we're all sitting like this. And you're like, nah, I'm done spending money on the course. Like it's done. Oh.
And then I did the engine.
And then you did the engine, suspension, the seats.
No, the seats took
You
me
did-
10 years to
Yeah,
find.
exactly, you didn't have the seats. But the point was, the statement was, I am done, it's done. And then it wasn't. You actually redid the car even more than just the paint job.
I made it more dependable.
That's not what that.
It was just
That's
maintenance.
not what we're saying.
That was standard
not-
maintenance.
Bro, since when is chroming out everything is maintenance? I didn't know polishing the freaking oil pan was maintenance. I didn't know going BBK was maintenance. Okay.
The BBK was already on there.
Was it?
Yes.
Shoot.
I had that. I bought 2011. Yeah, 2011, 2010, something like that.
All right. Stop putting money into the freaking Accord, man.
There is no money in it.
Gotta start saving up. Man, this thing has such a mean look. I love it. The grill. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Can't wait to see it, man. And on that note, obviously, I'm similar to that, where I'm every night, man. I'm like looking at my numbers every night. I'm like, okay, this what comes next.
Does the 59 even fit in the garage?
No.
Okay, I asked that because before we got this house, did I ever tell you? Before we got this house, I literally measured the garage, and I made sure that the Cadillac fit in the garage, because if the car didn't fit in the garage, we weren't going to buy the house. And my wife knew that going into it. And the car fits with like 5 inches to spare.
It's bad. It's really tight. Yeah. Well, speaking of what, that is a great representation of what we just talked about it. You are methodical. You'll do your measurement. Now I'm just gonna buy the car and I'll park it here. But
When you told me, like, I'm looking at cars, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, where's he gonna put it?
I have a parking space. I'm that guy, dude. I'd rather. This is what I was thinking. Oh, so I sent him a listing. I'm like, hey, what do you think about a sedan? Blah blah blah. And he's like, they're not as coveted. And he's like, oh, shoot, it's a 59. And like, looks good, you know, look decent.
I was more concerned about the parts for it than I was about it being a sedan.
You see, I don't think about that. I don't do my research. I like it. Boom, let's do it. And so I was like, damn it, wouldn't you? Because my wife asked me the same thing. Like, would it fit in the garage? I was like, nah, I don't think so. And then the way I have my stuff right now, it wouldn't. You know. So, again, I'm one of those guys. I cut and then I measure. Don't follow me for any financial advice or any, building tips. But that's kind of the idea that I was like, I'll make it work. Put it in my spot, and then my wife would have probably got the garage, and then I would have walked to the park till I can move my car. And just stupid, huh? Instead of doing things the way you do it, you're just like, nah, let's measure it first. But I've come to terms that the cheapest part about the build is buying the car.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you want to start off with a higher price car as opposed to a complete dumpster fire.
Yep.
Because you actually spend less in the long run than you would than what you're saving buying a full-on rust bucket.
Which makes me think I'm gonna go buy a rust bucket. It's horrible, man. Nah, we'll see. There's always plans that change, and I'm okay with delaying gratification, because the way, I don't know about you do it, but the way I do delay gratification is always like, this is my thought process. Okay, whatever I'm gonna do or buy or attempt, if I was to be gone tomorrow, how would my wife and my son will be taken care of? And if the answer is it would create more stress, it would take away from them, nah, I'm not doing it. So
Although if you find a 59 for 60 grand, I say jump on it.
60 grand? Can you imagine spending 60 grand on something that doesn't fit in the garage?
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Rafa, thank you for the time, man. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, if you guys kind of got sidetracked on the whole political stuff, just obviously we're passionate about certain things. And by the way, we don't agree on everything. You're still a big Cesar Chavez fan, huh? Hey, he's coming over to my side. Yeah.
No. I wouldn't say I was ever a big Chavez fan.
That's not what you said.
No. It's
show
more,
him your tattoo.
No, mom. It's
you blocked it.
I knew who he was. I knew what he did, and I still haven't found validity to that one statement about him being a property owner and him being a slumlord. I saw that, but I haven't read other sources on that to confirm that. Not to dismiss it. I just wanna know more about it. And then what he said about immigrants in general, like I understand the why. I understand the why, and we disagree on the why, but I understand it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Yeah. And I also understand it. I disagree with it.
Yeah. But okay, this is the second time we said bye, and the second time it restarts the conversation. It's if people want. My biggest gripe with all of that is that people aren't doing the additional research. If you're gonna excuse something because you saw it on TikTok, Instagram, or social media, cool. Look further into it. I want you to know the history. I'm always about the why. I want to know the why. Mm-hmm. Don't just give me a one-liner and expect me to be okay with it. Like, no, you want to bring it up, let's debate it. And I want that other person to hold their own in the debate.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Just,
it's been years and you still won't let it go. It's fine.
I didn't say we agreed.
No, I'm not saying we agree or disagree. We're just saying we've been fed up this idea that he's, this and that. And he did things right for certain people, but also alienated other people. And here we are. But never ending. All right, Rafa.
I have my resting bitch face on. It's not me being mad. It's just my resting bitch face. Because we're going to continue this off camera.
He was happy. And also he's like... I love it, man. Oh, man. You're a riot. Oh, that's funny. All right, Rafa. It's okay.